Do you sometimes feel like you're sinking in a sea of clutter? Well, whether you're just dipping your toes into the decluttering journey, or maybe feeling overwhelmed, or you've been navigating this path for a while without a compass, I'm here to guide you. Hi there, if you're new to my channel, I'm Nick, and together we'll dive into strategies to supercharge our productivity and relish the simple joys of living. Now, if you often feel swamped by clutter, trust me, you're in good company. Even I sometimes find myself lost in a labyrinth of chaos and belongings, surrounded by piles of items and unsure where to start. So imagine this. Are you someone who feels the weight of your possessions, feeling almost suffocated by the sheer volume, while grappling to reclaim spaces that seem to be bursting at the seams? Is your space constantly filled to the brim, making you feel trapped and stressed? Well, it's time to confront our common enemy, and that's clutter. Clutter occupies corners and crevices of our homes, and it can be daunting thinking even where to start, making the idea of starting the cleanup process quite intimidating. But before you throw your hands up in absolute despair, well, in this video, we'll journey through the decluttering process step by step, turning that mountain into a manageable molehill. Tip number 1, and possibly my own crown jewel: start with what hits home and what matters most to you. Decluttering isn't merely about creating a physical space, it's about cultivating mental space and tranquility. So when you're feeling buried with clutter, pinpoint an area that, when cleared, will instantly elevate your mood. Is it that overspilling closet space? Or maybe your primary workspace, or perhaps it's time to confront some emotional clutter. Seek out that primary cause of your clutter stress and tackle it head on. Now, tip number 2, organising is not the same as decluttering. Now, this is one that I can truly relate to, and I'm so guilty of just moving things around, putting things in storage boxes so that everything feels much more organised. Now, having beautiful containers and dividers and boxes can give an illusion of order, but in essence, it's just turmoil in disguise. They can simply mask that underlying chaos that's still there. Merely rearranging mess won't dispel the unease. All you're essentially doing is putting a plaster over the wound instead of treating the actual cause. It's just a temporary cover-up. So forget trying to be organised, it has to be about decluttering. Now, my third tip is to break it down, and smaller is better. Now, when you're faced with the challenge of decluttering, it's quite easy to feel overwhelmed if you view it as one gigantic task. But remember, every journey begins with a single step. Imagine you're redecorating your home. You wouldn't overhaul every room in a single day, right? Instead, you'd break it down, tackling one space, one room at a time, and focusing on the details that make each room unique. So approach decluttering with the same mindset. Instead of trying to do it all at once, prioritise. Find that corner that's been nagging you, or that specific drawer you've been avoiding. Starting with a manageable task can create a ripple effect, builds a bit of momentum and confidence as you move from one space to the next. Now, my tip number 4 is to let intuition be your guide. We all have those cherished items steeped in memories, and it makes decluttering an emotional journey at times. Maybe you've held on to a childhood toy or souvenir from a past trip, unsure if you should let it go. Have you ever grappled with such decisions? Well, share your story in the comments, I'd love to see those. So when you're at this crossroads, here are some pointers to help navigate the decision. Number 1, value alignment. Before parting with an item, reflect on its significance in your current life. Does it hold deep sentimental value? Maybe it's worth keeping. But remember, memories can live inside, in the heart, not just in objects. Number 2, joy check. Hold the item and ask yourself, does it genuinely spark joy? If not, maybe it's time to let it go, making space for new memories and new experiences. And number 3, fear versus reality. Sure, it's natural to hesitate when change is on the horizon, but recognise that hesitation can stem from genuine concern. Or is it just the fear of change playing tricks on your mind? Embracing change can be refreshing, offering new perspectives and clarity. So my final thought, I like to think of decluttering as more of a renewal. Instead of viewing it as just another task on your to-do list, consider it more of an act of refining your surroundings, creating an environment that's tailored to your needs and desires, which can drastically amplify your productivity and overall well-being. After all, when our space is in order, our minds often follow suit as well. I genuinely hope you found value in today's video. As you step forward to challenge clutter in your life, arm yourself with these strategies. They've been game changers for many, and I believe they could be for you as well. So if this content resonated with you, please show your support by liking, subscribing and ringing that bell. Your engagement and feedback truly helps drive my channel forward. Until next time, stay inspired and take charge of that space.